everyone, and what a beautiful summer's day. Oh, July. Schools are finished and so this is what we get, isn't it? Never mind. There's a promise of better weather later on in the week and next week. I'm starting to sound like a weather forecaster, aren't I? Anyway, I hope you're all feeling fit and well this Monday morning, and I have to say it was an absolute delight to see some of you on Saturday. I'm really looking forward to seeing some more of you on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. That's going to be absolutely wonderful. So this morning it is our resistance band or weights class. So you are taking part in this class at your own risk, so please do make sure that it is a suitable class for you to take part in. We will be working at different levels, so don't feel that you have to push yourself into something that your body isn't ready for yet. What we want to work for is what's going to be a maximum benefit for us. So sometimes if that means just keeping range of movement a little bit smaller, or keeping the amount of resistance that you're using a little bit less, then that's what you need to do to make sure that you're working safely and effectively for your body, so working towards your fitness goals. So if you're using weights, remember to have those ready and to pick them up safely into the body and up, holding fingers round, thumbs forwards. If you're using a band, just hold it up. Have a quick look down the edges for any nicks or tears, just to make sure that that band is in suitable condition for using today. So, safely out of my working area, no trip hazards on my mat, and I'm actually going to move it forwards just a touch, give myself a little bit more space, that's better, and then we can start. So of course we need to make sure our body is warmed up. So let's just start by standing tall, finding that good posture. So pressure into the centre of the heels, arches lifted, and even through the feet, toes spread out, lengthening up through the legs but without locking those knees back. So really just notice what you're feeling in the top of the kneecap. Does it feel pulled in really tight? If it is, just see if you can let it go a fraction. And then pelvis into neutral. So I know some of you need to work on this a little bit, making sure that those hip bones are lifted and you can feel your tummy muscles drawing in, so that we're lengthening the spine all the way up, lifting out of the hips, chin back over the collarbones and shoulders relaxed down. Open them wide so that your middle finger is down the seam of your trousers or leggings. And let's focus into our breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And just notice how the body's feeling. Is there anywhere that's feeling a bit niggly, a bit achy, a bit stiff, a bit sore? So just being very mindful of those areas today. And then as we exhale, we're going to turn the chin over the shoulder, take a breath in. Exhale to turn the head the other way. Hold for a breath in. One more each way. Breathe out to move. Breathe in to hold. And then back to centre. Let's shrug the shoulders up, inhale. Now open the front of the shoulders, open it wide and down. So this movement is coming through the shoulders. Try not to get the ribs involved too much. We don't really want it to be sort of whole body ripple. Just isolating those shoulders so that you can feel the shoulder blades move up and down the back. One more. Think of that chest opening, width across the shoulders and down. Let's hang on to a bit of that width and just take a little stretch out to the side. Again, just nice and gently. We're not forcing this movement. Seeing how it feels. It might feel different from one side to the other. I know it certainly is in my back at the minute. I've done a bit more sitting than I'm used to these last few days, and I can really feel the difference. One more each side. And then can you just come in some little foot pedals for me with the opposition arm? So focusing on keeping the hips level, that we're not overworking the back, and making sure that that knee is going over the toes. So think about spreading those toes out and putting the pressure into your second toe. Now, if it feels okay for you and it's appropriate, we're going to add in a little bit of rotation. So if you have osteoporosis or some issues with your lower back, you're going to let your hips move and you're going to keep your feet still. So you're just going to turn. Otherwise, if it's appropriate for you to keep your hips fixed, you're going to have those knees going forwards and just turn the body. And keep growing taller. So if we want to wake up those muscles, they need to be in an active state. So if we lift out of the hips, they're going to switch on a little bit more. We'll do one more each way. And down. Now, we're going to come into some little squats at hip distance. So really focus on keeping that tall spine into your squat and pushing up. Remember that chin, folks. Your spine goes all the way up to the base of your skull. So if we do this, we are shortening our spine and compressing the neck, and that's where a lot of nerves come out of the spine. So it's just a little squat. I want you to feel that you're confident with keeping that neutral. Okay, now into a little heel lift. Spread the toes out, lift up and down. So not too high, just a little lift and down. With control. So you might feel really confident on that lifting, but can you lower with control too? Or do you feel like you just plump back down? So try, use those muscles, control it all the way down. Okay, let's alternate into a little squat and push up onto the toes. And if you keep really tall in that spine, you're lifting out of your hips, you're going to get a lot more core activation. So let's come into that squat, let's push up onto the toes. And up. Two more. One more. And up. Okay, we're nicely warmed up now. So if you have weights, light weights, you can grab those now. If you've got a band, grab your lighter one if you've got the choice. So remember, listen to the amount of resistance that you've got. Now, if you have quite a rounded upper back, if you struggle to get your head down on the floor when you're lying down, you need pillows, could you take that band more below the rib cage, more into the top of the waist? Otherwise, could you pop that band around your shoulder blades? And I'm going to come on to a little bit of an angle here. Now, what I'd like you to do is have a little bit of tension into that band, just so that it feels snug around your back. And we're standing tall, so you've got that little bit of tension, shoulders widen down, chin back. Let's take a big breath into the band. So remember, we're gripping that band with the fingers and palm, the thumb is just placed on top, think jetpack. Okay, now, as you exhale, you're going to push one arm forwards, push. and back in. Exhale, push and in. So what I'd like you to try and think of is that those shoulder blades are staying put. You're not letting the shoulder travel forwards with you. So you can only just see your shoulder out of the corner of your eye. You can't see it easily. Okay, keep it back. Exhale. And trying, if you can, to push that arm out at shoulder height. Okay, we don't want it down here, push it out at shoulder height. Now, can you add a foot pedal into that for me? So opposite knee and down. Push. It takes a little bit more concentration to keep good form. So straight up and down with that heel. Can you feel it circling maybe, some of you? Think about how you're moving. If this is feeling okay, let's keep it going. If at any point you need to lose the band, please do. All the weights. And do one more each side. Now, double. Are you still keeping those collarbones wide? So you should be able to push forwards without any rounding happening. So exhale, push. Lifting those arches. We're pulled up out of the hips. Now, can you add in that double heel lift? You don't have to if you don't want to, if you think it's going to make you feel a bit too wobbly. So standing tall and exhale, push out. Control it back in. Same with the band. Push. Now use that resistance as you lower. Push and back in. We've got two more. Last one. Okay, now we're going to step a little bit wider, go into our squats. So can you get that tension into the band? We're just going to hold it there. So come into your hinge, down into your squat. Remember, you're looking at that mat, not in front of you. Heels and hinge, long neck at the back, chin is down. If this is feeling okay, can you add in those arms? So can we push out and back in? Keeping those wide collarbones. We've got two more. Last one. And up. Wonderful. Okay, from there I'm going to come into dumb waiter. Now, hip replacements or certain pelvic issues, if it doesn't feel good for you to have your feet together, so especially hip replacement if it's been less than 6 months or it's been done a long time ago and it's one of the old ones where this kind of movement isn't recommended, you stay hip distance for me. Otherwise, could you bring your feet together and we're going to go palms up. Now, elbows are just slightly forward of the ribs, but they're not tucked in. Elbows below the shoulders, standing tall, squeeze the legs together. Let's take a breath in. And as you exhale, try and keep the palms facing the ceiling as you rotate. So one of the things I noticed doing the one-to-ones was quite a few of you are turning and having your thumbs on top. We need to have those palms facing the ceiling. So I think you are serving a platter of food. wrists are staying strong. So if you need to lose that band or you need to make it a little bit slacker, please do. Now, if this is feeling okay, could you start to squeeze your thighs together as you open those hands? So it's a strong breath out, squeeze the thighs together, lift out of the hips so that you feel that midline of the core switching on, all the way from the inner thigh up through the pelvic floor and the abdominals. So a nice strong breath out for me. One more. Now, you could stay with this if you want to. You might want to lose the band or the weights. You might think my shoulders have had enough for now. But we're going to move this on and make it a little bit more challenging. So this is very, very good for shoulder issues. So you could do this move without the band if it's too much. But give it a go, see how your body feels. So we're going to rotate, not too much. I want you to just have a bit of tension there. Okay, now we're going to push out. Now pull it all the way back in. Lift those elbows behind you, keep the shoulders open. So we're presenting forwards and we're pulling back. So as you can see, I am not rolling those shoulders forwards or lifting them up, they're staying down. So we're presenting forwards and pulling back. You can add in that thigh squeeze as well if you want to as you exhale and pull back. One more. And release. And I think it's time to give those wrists and hands a little rest. So pop your band down, just scrunch and stretch. And then take the hands to the hips and just give them a roll. And round the other way. Lovely, give them a shake out. Right, time for a little bit more arm work, but we're going to add in some balance as well in a moment. So we're going to step onto the band, make sure it's secure, quick check. Back to hip distance, standing tall. We're going for draw the sword. So I'm right on my hip bone, not up on the top, on the front of the pelvis. Just checking I'm not rotated, which I was a little bit then. Oh dear, that hip was forwards. Squared up now. Okay, so growing taller, take a breath in. Now exhale, pull that elbow out to the side, and we're trying not to lift this shoulder. So we're pulling out. Excuse me. Keep it going, we've got one more. Now, you might prefer to have a little rest and carry on with that version. So to progress this, we can pull out. And then can you pull and turn that arm up? Can you keep that elbow high, turn it back down and in? Okay, so that rotation, it isn't happening by dropping the elbow. Keep the elbow high, turn it back down. Shoulder issues, listen, if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. We've got one more here. Turn and down. Fabulous. Give that hand a little shake out. Let's swap hands now. So again, gripping through the fingers and palm, thumb on top. I want some good tension on here. So elbow, just check you haven't locked it out. Elbow, inside of the elbow, facing forwards. Pull up tall. Just check it off. Rotate it again. There we go. Right. And pulling out and down. So I need more tension there because I could get to there easily. I want you to just be able to get to about 30 degrees, or certainly no more than 45, with effort, okay? So that should feel tough. And you should feel it on this side too. And it's going straight out to the side. We've got one more. Can you hold it for me? Could you do little pulses? Keep growing taller. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it back down. Lovely. Okay, from there I'm going to loosen the band because I want to be able to get higher. Shoulder issues, just take it to where you're symptom free. Let's stay pulled up tall. Let's take that arm out. Lift it higher, shoulders staying down. Hold. Now control it slowly back down. I want you to feel that resistance. Okay, exhale up. Hold for a breath in. Bring it slowly down. Don't let that band be in charge of you. You're in charge. And lift up. And slowly back down. Just check that elbow, is it locked? Now we've got one more, and I'd like you to hold that band. We're going to take the other hand into the small of the back, and you're going to step onto the foot that's got the band under it. Slide the other leg out. Reach that toe away. Now can you lift and tap? If you don't want to lift and tap, maybe do a little arm pulse instead. So we're reaching that leg away as we lift so that I'm not using my back to do this. I'm stretching away, I can feel it here. We've got 2 more. Last one. And in. Give that shoulder a roll. Okay, let's come to the other side. So remember, to begin with, you want it quite short, quite a bit of tension on. Check it's secure. Okay, into that good standing posture. Hand onto the hip bone, pulled up tall, and draw the sword. So we're coming to the rib cage, and down. You can see that elbow just about out of the corner of your eye. And you're feeling that work happening in the back of this arm and in the shoulder cap, but not in your neck or the top of the shoulders. We've got 2 more. Now remember, you can stay here if you want to. Okay, we'll have a little rest. Otherwise you're going to pull up. Now, can you keep that elbow high? Can you rotate? Ooh, not quite as good on this side. And down, that's better. And in, so we're staying really tall. Pull up. Rotate. Down. And in, so we're staying symptom free. Listen to your shoulders if there's lots of clicking going on. Just stick with a version that doesn't click. Once or twice is okay, but if it's clicking every time, we need to do something else. And back down. Fantastic. Right, keeping a good amount of tension on, so let's just roll that shoulder. Okay, making sure my elbow isn't locked, pulling up really tall, switching this side on because I can feel it as I pull, and down, exhale. So again, just make sure you're pulling that arm out to the side and not out in front of you. Let's pulse it up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's take that band a little bit slacker. We want to get much higher. Remember, nice and slow, we're controlling this. So let's take that breath in. Exhale, lift the band slowly. Take a breath in. Exhale, control it back down, stay really tall. Rest of the body is staying wonderfully still. We're resisting all that movement. Inhale. Exhale, slowly down. Breath out as you move. Inhale. Exhale up. Still feeling okay? Is that shoulder staying down? So if that shoulder's starting to lift, if those muscles are getting tired, just take it to where you can do it without that shoulder travelling up towards your jaw. And remember, this is our last one. We're going to hold. And you hold it there. Take the hand into the small of the back. Transfer onto that side, extend the leg. Now we're going to lift and tap. Remember, you're reaching that leg away to feel your glutes working at the side here rather than your back working. We've got 2 more. You're still hanging on to that band. Last one. And down. Okay, give that shoulder a roll. Let's just shake it out a little bit. Right. Okay, so we're going to come down onto the mats now. If 4-point position isn't for you, feel free to do this against the wall or on a kitchen counter. Okay, in a plank position, leaning on the wall. Okay, as long as you're up at shoulder height. So if you can kneel, we're coming down into kneeling, untuck those toes. And if you need to measure, we're coming out, fingertips, heel of the hand there, and we're going to place both hands on the band for now. Spread the fingers out, middle finger forwards, and just make sure you've got your shoulders over your wrists. Lengthen out that spine for me, and can you feel that you're supporting your body from underneath? So you've not just let that core go and you're hanging on all your back muscles and ligaments. Draw the abdominals in, keep the curve so we're not pushing up, we're just trying to keep that neutral supported from underneath. So from there, we're just going to go into some cat pedals. Elbow stays soft, push into the hand, lift and hover. Now as you lift and hover, just check that you're not lifting by turning your shoulders, you're just bending that elbow. Chest stays facing the mat. And we can just feel that we're switching those shoulder blades on. Staying forwards, make sure you haven't started to travel back over those wrists. Last one. Now, we're going to grab the band. Now this is really quite challenging. You're going to want to turn your shoulders. You're going to want to twist at the waist. I want you to do a strong breath out for me and resist it. Just use your arm. Doesn't matter if it only comes a centimetre off the mat. That's absolutely fine. Let's lengthen out, support from underneath. Have you got those abs in? Right, let's stretch that arm out. Can you lift? I can't lift very high today. Now you should feel a good contraction on the opposite side with those abs because it's resisting you turning. And bring it in. Okay, let's extend the opposite leg. Toe is staying on the mat. Make sure you haven't pushed back. Okay, you still want your hip over your knee. Now, no weight on that toe. Can you do the same? If that's too much, bring your leg in, come onto your knee again. If you're against the wall, you could lift one foot off the floor. Extend it behind you. Now, you can bring that hand down if you wish, or could you keep it extended and lift the leg? And tap. I haven't got enough room behind me, never mind. My leg's not going very high. Stretch it away, exhale. We've got 2 more. And in. Okay, let's sit back to the shell stretch. Lengthen out, head down, breathe into the back. And then exhale, we're going to curl forwards, round through the spine. And then back down into neutral. Okay, we're going to the other side. So I'll tell you what, I'll turn around. So we have bands at the ready. Long spine, shoulders and hips square. You're grabbing that band or your weight, pull out and down. So you're trying really hard not to turn the body to do it. Think of working through the shoulder, supporting from underneath. Okay, we're ready to add in the legs. Let's extend that leg. Keep the toe on the floor, but feel like you've got no weight on it. You're not just resting on that foot. Lengthen it away. Just a light touch of the tip of the toe and lift. We've got 2 more. Now, can you hold? Bring it down if you need to. Lift and tap. Glute working, stretch that leg out for me. Stay forwards over those wrists, over the knee. Exhale. We've got 2 more. 1 more. And in. Right, stretch those shoulders out, sit back, lengthen the back. And curling back up. Okay, wonderful. From there, we're going to come up into kneeling, and we are going to kneel on the band. So you want to be pretty much in the middle. And we're going to grip jetpack position. I'm actually going to turn sideways for you. Now, pulling up tall. Make sure your core is switched on and it's not just your glutes squeezing to hold you upright. If you can just feel glutes, squeeze them really, really, really hard and then let them go. Can you feel your core switches on now? Okay, let's take those arms forward slightly. Keep the elbows lifted. Let's do a bicep curl up to the shoulders and open. So keep lifting out of the hips. We've got 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, bring it down. Now, if you have osteoporosis, if you have a diastasis hernia or a prolapse, I would like you to stay upright, please. Okay, so instead of, we're going to do a thigh rock back. Instead of that, you're going to do a straight lift. Both arms. Okay, so what we're going to do is a lift. Now you're going to exhale, rock back, inhale, come up. So if you're bending at the waist or the hips, stay upright for me. Practice just drawing those abdominals in and staying tall. Okay, so if you're doing the rock back, carry on. If you're not, you're here and you're lifting out of the hips. Exhale, pull up, and I want you to, as well as pulling the arms up, think lift the pelvic floor and draw all the way up. Pull up tall and feel that really strong switch on in the core. That's going to be really beneficial to you. Okay, so we're exhaling. 2 more. One last one. And down, roll those shoulders. Okay, from there, we're going to stay with this. Osteoporosis, you're going to let go of the band, because we're going to do a little stretch out to the side, so we don't want any resistance if you've got bone density issues. Okay, so, sorry, let go. We want both sides. And stretching over and lift. Stretching over the other way. And lift. Hips are staying still. So you're lengthening out of the hips. If you just sort of crunch down into it, you're not going to get that activation. Think you're trying to reach where the ceiling and the wall meet with your head. So you're lifting out the hips. One more. And down. Wonderful. Okay, from there we're going to come down onto the back. So nice and safely, come over onto your side and then over onto your back. So shoulders wide, feet and knees hip distance. And we're going to take that band single and you're just going to place it over your hip bones. Okay, so we're just going to leave it there for a moment. Open the shoulders wide, chin nodded. Remember, if you need support, pop that cushion underneath your head. Bottom rib, is it down? Pelvis sitting level. Okay, we're going to stretch one leg out. Lengthen it out. I'm hitting a chair. And lift. Now, if you've got sciatic issues, keep the foot stretched. If you haven't, if that feels okay, flex. And slowly down. Draw it back in. Changing sides. So you stretch out along the mat. I haven't got room. We're going to lift. Oh, to be back in the studio. Flex the foot. And bring it down and in. Stretch. Lift. Flex. And down. One more. Now we're going to go into shoulder bridge. So, osteoporosis, could you please leave your band at the side? And you're only going to come up to the bottom rib. Likewise, if you've got any neck issues or if your head is supported on a cushion, just come to the bottom rib for me, no higher. Okay, otherwise you're going to take that band, can you create a bit of tension on it and press that band into the floor. Now, if you imagine a marble sitting just above where that band is, can you draw the abdominals in and roll that marble towards your tummy button? Now press into your heels and just hover the hips just ever so slightly. And back down. Can you get that curl? Roll back to neutral, bottom rib down. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor, draw in, push into your heels. Push. Keep the toes down though. I know sometimes when I say push into your heels, people lift the toes. Keep the toes down. That connection is really important. So I want you to just feel how that spine is moving. Curl. Now I've got to say this is feeling really good today. I need this. So hopefully it's making your back feel good too. Right, so if I said you're only coming to the bottom rib, that's where you're going to come to now. Otherwise, you're going to push into those heels, hover. Now everyone, keep sending your knees forwards and get to where it's appropriate for you. Push. Now hold for a breath in at the top. Now exhale, can you get that same curl? So, rib cage down, can you get that curl at the end? And then roll the marble back to the middle. And again, coming down. Lift, start to push those knees forwards. And exhale, think about that control, segment by segment of that spine. And neutral, one more. Remember, you're pushing those knees forwards. We want to try and get knees over the ankles so that we're not pressing back into the shoulders. And down, wonderful. Okay, from there we're going to double the band over. Now shoulder issues, listen to the side that needs a bit more attention. Okay, so we'll come a bit further down than that. Right, shoulder width, palms down, we're going to lift up to the ceiling. Okay, now you're going to bend the elbows, take that band over your head, push back up. Is your bottom ribs staying down? Are the elbows staying still? Are your shoulders down on the mat, or have they lifted up? Just see if you can keep them connected. Now, osteoporosis, spine issues, diastasis, hernia, prolapse, keep your feet on the floor for me. Otherwise, can you come into a double tabletop? Keep it going. We've got two more. Make sure those hamstrings are switched on, you haven't got your feet up here. One more. Now, everyone bring one leg up at least. So if you're in double, stay here. Bringing one leg up. If you have both feet down, we're going to do toe taps. So 6 on each leg if you're doing one leg. If you've got both legs up, you're alternating. So we're going to tap. And up. Tap. Now as long as you can feel your abdominals hollowing and your back isn't lifting off the floor, keep it going, otherwise come to one leg. Or, if you need to, come into a soft imprint. So just gently bring that spine onto the mat and see if that stays there. I've lost count. I hope you're counting. One more, I think. Now maybe we've got 2 more actually, go on. If you've done even on both sides, just you finish there. Okay, right, from there, if you're doing one leg, bring that first leg back up. Okay, so other foot on the floor, you're just changing legs. Now, we're going to take those arms over straight. If you've got both legs up, so I'll do one leg. Okay, if we're doing one leg, you're going to stretch out, stretch, and in. So just to where you can keep that bottom rib down, so if you feel you arch off the mat, you've gone too far. Okay, so 4 more on that leg and then swap. If you've got both legs up, we're going to do both. Exhale, and in. Remember to bend those knees as you come back in. Let's get those hamstrings working as well. Bend them back in, bring the heels down. One more. Now if you're alternating legs, When you finish this set, could you give me 3 more on each leg? Okay, if you're with me here and you feel like you could go a bit further, let's nod the chin, look at your knees, curl up. Okay, inhale, exhale, extend, inhale back in. Got 3 more. Last one. And in. Okay, rolling back down low, 1 leg at a time. Now stretch the legs out, take the arms overhead everyone. Take a big breath into the front line of the body. Allow it to stretch. Okay, let's bring the arms down. And we're going to roll to the side and we're going to come back up into kneeling. So don't do that too quickly. Don't want to feel dizzy. You're going to stay with the band doubled over. So if you were using weights, you could just link your thumbs together here. We're going to take that band into the small of the back, open the shoulders, pull up tall. Now can you squeeze the shoulder blades together, so bring the front of the shoulders back and push away. So shoulder issues just to where that feels okay. Now remember, we're not bending, try not to push your hips and your ribs forwards. Push. So you're feeling a stretch, as well as getting some fantastic strength into that mid-back. One more. And in. Okay, wonderful. Right, let's just take one more shell stretch before we come up. Sit back, really reach out, head down, breathe into the back. And then curling up. Okay, let's come up onto the knees and then come up safely for you. I'm going to take a step forwards, tuck the toes and push up. If that's not appropriate for you, just come up safely. Okay, back to that good standing posture. Let's take a little swing, let the hips move. And back to centre now. Let's take some arm circles. Shoulders, just take it to where you can. Up now, reach out really wide. And down. Let's add in the head. So turn, follow one hand, down. We're lifting up, eyes stay forwards as you open the arms. Turn and bring the head down. Let's roll the shoulders. Take soft knees and a big breath in. And exhale. And thank you very much for joining me this morning. Take care and I shall see you soon.